The Trump administration's strategic overhaul of American policy is sending shockwaves through the system, and the results speak for themselves. FBI Director Kash Patel just announced the capture of Donald Eugene Fields from the FBI's 10 most wanted list, a fugitive wanted for child trafficking and other horrific charges. This is just one example of how the administration is restoring law and order after years of decay. Press Secretary Leavitt confirmed that the Trump administration continues to make American communities safer through our ongoing mass deportation campaign of illegal alien criminals. Meanwhile, social media is buzzing with images of Venezuelan gang members being deported, proving that Trump's promises weren't just campaign rhetoric. They are becoming reality. Nick Adams put it plainly: if they're here illegally, then President Trump has the right to deport them. This is what happens when an administration prioritizes Americans over political correctness. While President Trump implements his America First deportation strategy, you deserve an America First solution for your pain. Just as illegal aliens are being removed systematically, Dr. Josh's turmeric hack removes pain systematically from your body. This Connecticut pain specialist discovered a turmeric extract 200 times more powerful than regular turmeric. It's like Trump's precision deportation strategy for your inflammation. After helping hundreds of thousands break free from constant aches, Dr. Josh's approach represents true American innovation, not foreign pharmaceuticals with dangerous side effects. Experience the same liberation from pain that our borders are experiencing from illegal crossings by visit goldenrevive.com/NNN. It is linked down below. Okay, let's find out what is going on. Carle Bonet, she writes, Trump is the effing president of the United States who protects people. What is up going on here?
I don't know.
Okay.
I think we should defer to our chief.
Oh, wait, yes.
Thank you.
Our chief legal analyst, Greg Gutfeld.
Oh, yes. Well, I'm glad you asked me that question. Look, John Roberts says it's not appropriate. It's not an appropriate response to when you disagree with the judge. It is really a surprise to me that Trump doesn't follow the appropriate protocol when there are rapists and murderers invading our country. Maybe a guy in a robe in D.C. can follow all the protocols, but Trump is the effing president of the United States who protects 300 million plus people. He is a leader who does not have the luxury of opening up his little books to read, oh, my God, maybe he didn't do it the right way. Roberts, shut the F up. This is something that a president has to do. He has to do this. It blows my mind how wrong I was in 2016 or 2015 when Trump came down the escalator. And I was like, I can't believe he said these things. Everything he said was right. They're sending bad people. What did he say? They're sending killers and rapists. Do you remember this?
Some of them were good people.
Some of them were good people. He said this, and now he's sending them back. He's sending them back. You know, political disagreement among parties is normal, but the Dems complain about things that Trump might do. They look at this. What might he do next? Oh, what could he do? He could do this somewhere else. But when you look at the Dems, you see what they've actually done. Not what they might do, but what they've done. For example, you know, they're trying to prevent rapists and murderers from being deported. They allowed perverts into female safe spaces. They allow surgical experimentation on kids. They defend those who materially support Hamas. They defend no cash bail that expanded recidivist criminality. I could go on. My point being, we don't have to make up the crap that they do.
Right.
The only way they can survive is by hypothetically imagining what Trump will do next, because he's right in the present moment.
Yes, he is right. And here we have Jorge Ventura with News Nation, Rapid Response 47 reporting that efforts are underway in Arizona to seal key gaps in the border.
Colleague Ali Bradley was on. So similar efforts are underway on the Arizona border, particularly in Nogales. That's in that Tucson sector. Nogales is a infamous spot for drug smuggling and also migrant smuggling as well. Just recently, our colleague Ali Bradley was on the ground with DHA Secretary Kristi Noem, and they're also already sealing off key open gaps along that area. They were seeing some of that progress being made. Officials say that those reinforcements are already making an impact on the ground there in Arizona, and the numbers do prove that. That same sector, the Tucson sector, recorded close to 4,000 migrant encounters back in February of of last year. Now, February of this year, you can already see those numbers drop to just 413. That's a staggering 89% decrease in some of those visuals. You can kind of see the contrast between the Biden administration and now. Now, what's also interesting, Nicole, what we are learning in the Del Rio sector, this is in the Texas border. This is an area that under the Biden administration was seeing thousands of migrants arrive daily. Now those numbers have plummeted as well. So similar efforts are underway on.
Numbers continue to plummet. Here we have more on the border wall, Trump's wall going up.
Officially underway here in the construction for that first new border wall under President Trump's second term is officially underway here in Hidalgo County in the Rio Grande Valley sector along the Texas border. We are now seeing the replacement of 6-foot guardrails with 18-foot steel panels in key areas where there's known for smuggling and drugs. Now, historically, the Rio Grande Valley sector has been a really flashpoint for those mass migrant searches, but also a known corridor used by Mexican drug cartels to move narcotics into the United States. Officials here say that this new border wall will assist Border Patrol agents here on the ground to not only stop illegal crossings, but to slow down cartel smuggling operations when it comes to humans and drugs, which have been taken advantage by of open gaps left after the construction was halted under the Biden administration. You could also see these are some new images we shot in Mercedes, Texas. Some of these new panels are noticeably taller and more reinforcement than the older ones, making them nearly impossible for smugglers to climb on top of. Now, similar upgrades are going to be happening along different parts of the border here in Texas, but right now the McAllen area is a top priority as that construction is ramping up here on the Texas border. U.S. Customs and Border Protection awarded a $70 million contract to Granite Construction to complete 7 miles of border wall in the Rio Grande Valley, a hotspot for cartel activity. Now, officials say that cartels have used these gaps to traffic drugs and people into the United States, and by sealing off these high-risk areas, DHS hopes to disrupt these criminal networks. We're already seeing a huge shift when it comes to migrant encounters in terms of numbers. New numbers show a dramatic drop nationwide on the migrant encounters. In January, that finished a little over 81,000, and that plummeted all the way to 28,000 in February. Here in the Rio Grande Valley sector where we are located right now, encounters also plummeted from nearly 6,000 to just over 1,200. Border officials say this is just the beginning. DHS Secretary Kristi Noem telling News Nation that the administration is cracking down and sending a clear message to cartels.
They recognize that we're enforcing our federal laws, that we're not letting people just walk across the border anymore. As you can see, we mean business. You know, we are building wall, we are securing our borders, and that we're not going to let this illegal activity continue.
Yep, it is all coming to a head. Here's AG Pam Bondi talking about the federal judge trying to control foreign policy. Wow.
You have one. Our lawyers are working on this. We will answer appropriately, but what I will tell you is this judge has no right to ask those questions. You have one unelected federal judge trying to control foreign policies, trying to control the Alien Enemies Act, which they have no business presiding over. And there are 261 reasons why Americans are safer now. That's because those people are out of this country. The judge had no business, no power to do what he did. And he came in on an emergency basis on a Saturday with very, very short notice, if any, to our attorney to run in the courtroom. You know, and this has been a pattern with these liberal judges. You just spoke about that. It's been a pattern with what they've been doing. This judge had no right to do that. They're meddling in foreign affairs. They're meddling in our government. And the question should be, why is a judge trying to protect terrorists who have invaded our country over American citizens? You know, TDA is a terrorist organization. They are organized. They have a government structure within them. They are sending money not only throughout this country to each other, but back to Venezuela. They are a terrorist organization, and we are not going to have that in our country. We are going to deport them, and we're going to continue to deport them. We will honor what the court says, but we will appeal. And we will continue to fight terrorists within our country, not going to stop, and we're going to get them out of here.
Oh, yeah. It's happening. Rapid Response 47, Mexico's cartels are boxed in by Trump's success at the border. The Washington Times reporting that. Dave Bondi, a friend of mine, actually, never personally met him, but was introduced to him by Ivory Hecker, actually. And Dave Bondi, if you don't know him, you should follow him on X. He left his mainstream media job to go independent because he was tired of what he saw on the news and stuff that he was being forced to report. Now, he says Oakland County, Michigan Sheriff Michael Bouchard says some communities are refusing to hand over illegal migrants in county jails who are wanted by ICE. And he's got this clip here of the Michigan sheriff.
I'm not going to, that unfortunately, some communities have decided they're not going to tell somebody when ICE has a person they want, they release them back in the community. It's more disruptive to the community then, because then ICE goes and looks for them elsewhere, knocks on doors and does those kinds of things, which again is more dangerous to the ICE and Border Patrol. It's more disruptive to the community, and it's more dangerous to anybody that may be in the vicinity should something happen. So that's one of the key things is, you know, that's their wheelhouse. I don't have the bandwidth to enforce illegal immigration. But I do have the ability to say if somebody's in jail for a crime separate and aside from any of that, I'm not going to put barriers in your way from doing your job. That unfortunately.
And let's continue now. We have the press secretary earlier today weighing in on President Trump making American communities safer. Now, she was peppered with these questions repeatedly today.
They're fugitive from its. The Trump administration continues to make American communities safer through our ongoing mass deportation campaign of illegal alien criminals. Yesterday, FBI Director Kash Patel announced the agency captured another fugitive from its 10 most wanted list, securing the extradition of Francisco Javier Roman Bardeles, a key senior leader of the brutal MS-13 gang. And the brave men and women of ICE also arrested a number of dangerous aliens across the country in recent days. You will see them on this screen. ICE San Francisco just arrested a citizen of Guatemala convicted of sexual battery. ICE New Orleans arrested a citizen of Ecuador convicted of rape in Suffolk County, New York. ICE Atlanta arrested a citizen of Mexico convicted of assault by strangulation. ICE Dallas arrested a citizen of Mexico convicted of assault with a firearm and rape with a foreign object. And ICE Houston arrested a citizen of Guatemala convicted of indecent sexual contact with a child in Texas. These are heinous criminal alien monsters who the previous administration allowed to flood into our country. And every time President Trump and this team deport one of them, our country becomes safer. The Trump administration...
Wow. President Trump making America safer again. Here we have more. Donald Eugene Fields II, a fugitive wanted on, I can't even read that. Look what's on your screen. You see what it says. I don't even like repeating these words. It makes me sick. He was arrested January 25th, 2025, wanted for knowingly attempting to recruit, entice, provide, patronize, and solicit. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Finally captured. Thank God. And this is where Trump is sending the Venezuelan gang members.
Some of the prisoners, when an inmate walks into this door, he never leaves. The scanner will literally scan the entire body to make sure there's nothing inside the stomach or even the place where nobody would ever want to go, the butthole. Here is their bath and their shower. If they want to go poop or pee, they have to do it in front of everybody. Here they have let out some of the prisoners. They're going to be learning about the gospel. They have a preacher right here who's teaching out of the Bible. And when these inmates want to go to sleep, they sleep here on these bunk beds that are completely steel. They are given one sheet. They don't even receive a pillow, and they don't know if it's night or day because the lights never turn off. If a prisoner were to act up, he'd be sent into one of these rooms here. The only sort of light they have is this little peephole right up here, and they get absolutely nothing to use to sleep, just pure concrete. Now, in case of a riot right here, we have a guard. He has a shield. He has protection from head to toe. The guards here would have everything they need to take down the prisoners. And if you were to try to escape, not only are there 2 walls you'd have to hop over, one of those walls is 27 feet high with an additional 9 feet of electrical fencing that is at 15 volts.
Holy cow. Yep, that's where they're going. Send them back. Wow, that's crazy. Here we have this. This is RSBN posting this. This is actually an older clip. It's resurfaced, but it's the point is made. More than 10,000 people voted with the same social security number in the 2020 Arizona elections. Why is nobody talking about this? I mean, the evidence is clear. All right, the same social security number. 10,000 people. Talk about vote fraud right there. Nick Adams writing this: I don't know how Scott Jennings puts up with this on a daily basis. If they're here illegally, then President Trump has the right to deport them.
These are
They're selecting certain cases that have a political lens to it, and they're testing the bounds. Republicans agree with me in terms of the 14th Amendment. How many times have you been on and saying, I think this could go to the Supreme Court?
Actually, these are terrorists. Okay, they were designated. They were the organization to which they belong. But regardless,
we don't really know.
Regardless of
they belong, that we don't know.
No, they don't.
They're
Actually,
in
we
the
don't
country
know.
illegally.
We don't know.
Allegedly,
they're not. This is not a
we haven't
plain,
had
these are not two plain terms of Sunday school teachers.
Hold on.
These people are in the country.
Scott,
illegally.
Scott, they came on vacation in America for a couple of days.
They're not citizens of the United States.
We don't know because we don't have the information and we can't trust the Trump
Josh, why do you think they were here? Vacationing for a couple of days
Tell me
in
the names
Florida?
of the people in their status.
I'm just curious.
You don't know.
Let me just ask one.
You don't know who they are, and I don't know who they are because they didn't tell us because they shipped them into some El Salvadorian supermax prison without any due process whatsoever.
And El Salvador said, come on home.
And if you're
going to prison where you belong. Where you belong.
One second.
They're selecting certain.
God bless Scott Jennings, what he has to put up with on a daily basis. I guess he got a big promotion. His ratings are going up at CNN, so people like what he's doing. Here we have this. This is actually another clip. We've actually played this before. The left is more concerned about illegals being comfortable on the plane than they are about our own people. Listen to this.
Treating migrants humanely, but there's been reports of them on planes with no water, complaining.
That's a bunch of crap.
What do you mean a bunch of crap?
ICE detention facilities have the highest detention standards in the industry.
Are you sure you're only getting illegal criminal migrants? I mean, there were some pictures over the weekend of people that claim to be students, Brazilian students, who were showing examples of bruises on their arms from American deportation flights.
That's ridiculous, but if they want to make a complaint, it'll be investigated.
But your assurance is what?
The men and women at ICE are professionals. We do this for a living. And I can tell you, I ran ICE for years. I was the first director of ICE came up through the ranks. Again, these men and women are professional, highest detention standards in the industry. We take care of these people. But we're going to enforce the law, and we're not going to apologize for doing it.
And you're going to do it in a sort of public way with, do you need to use the big military planes? Is that part of a sort of shock and awe tactic? No. They haven't been used before, have they, for migrants?
No, we got President Trump. We're going to use all the government to secure our border, which is the biggest national security vulnerability this country's ever seen. And we're going to enforce laws to this country. It's not okay to enter this country illegally. It's a crime. We're one of the border patrol, but they can't do their national security job. That's when the fentanyl come across, kill 250,000 Americans. That's when you have a 600% increase in sex trafficking. That's when you have a record number of no-inspected terrorists coming across an open border. President Trump's going to secure the border as promised to the American people. We're going to enforce immigration laws. That's what we're going to do, without apology.
Apology. She's like, oh my goodness, using big scary military planes. It's never been done before. You know, I mean, come on. That's how we're going to do it. We got to get them out. We got to get them out quickly and efficiently. And that's what President Trump and Tom Homan are doing. So this is just the beginning. And the success keeps happening. And the left's hysterical opposition to Trump's immigration policy reveals their true priorities. As one Twitter user, or X user, noted, the left is more concerned about the illegals being comfortable on the plane than they are about our own people, right? Well, this cuts to the heart of today's political divide. A president who acts decisively to protect American citizens versus those who prioritize non-citizens over the safety and welfare of Americans. The mass deportation campaign is already yielding results, with communities reporting decreases in criminal activity and gang presence. Local law enforcement agencies are partnering with federal authorities in unprecedented numbers. Of course, there are still people holding out, but it is creating a front against the criminal elements that have exploited our border crisis for years. So here's the question for you. Is Trump's aggressive approach to illegal immigration finally solving a crisis that previous administrations refused to address? Or should deportations be happening even faster? Drop your thoughts in the comments below and show your patriotic support for the Next News Network and our fearless reporting by going to the link in the description, shop.nextnewsnetwork.com, and grab a Next News hat right there, Mag Avengers hat, coffee mug. Show your support for the network and our work here. Link below.